Okay, I have never played 12 word searches before. This is a game that takes place in a PDF, so I don't really know what to expect, given that it's a game in a PDF and it seems to just be word searches. I assume there's some shenanigan to this. There's something more to it than just that, to the point that I'm suspicious, even of the fact that there's a copyright symbol here with an obscured year. Maybe that's going to come up. But I'm instructed to use version 1.23 and to do this in Firefox and use a highlighting tool. Important, the following 12 puzzles should be attempted in the order given. For each puzzle, find all listed words before you start the next one. Okay, so page 1, a little warm-up. It looks like I have some target words to find. The word rosette has already been found, and it's backwards. I also have to find jumble, fortune, oatmeal, and otage dognell. Words can go up, left, down, right, and diagonal. And then there's a bunch of really suspicious codes down here, which I imagine become relevant eventually. Now, interestingly, we start on page 110. Maybe that's not the page number because here's D6. And now things are crossed off. Okay, well, let's start with the first puzzle here. So to test that this was going to work, I tried using the highlighter. I already found the word jumble. Okay. Fortune. I guess I don't have to do these in order necessarily. Hey, Kiri, how you doing? Otage Dognall is like right here. Okay. I guess I need to be able to delete highlights, so it looks like they make that pretty easy to do. Fortune. This is going to be a mildly painful game to stream because I'm sure you'll all be able to see the thing. Oatmeal I can also look for. Could be diagonal. Meal and fortune. Where are my U's? It's probably a way to do this. That's one. There's fortune. Okay. Then I just need oatmeal. There's eel, but not meal. I'm gonna look for an EAL. Or O's. There's probably not too many O's in here. Or there it is. Oatmeal. Okay. And this is marked down here. I don't think there's supposed to be anything over here. Doesn't look like it. I guess you can also do this by printing the game off, so I assume there's no shenanigans involving digital markup. There could be shenanigans involving letters getting overlapped here, like this E, this T, and this L, but I don't know what to do with that yet, so I'll just move on. All right, so our second screen has stuff is already obscured, and words starting in the bottom left that are also obscured, and part of the puzzle appears to be missing. It's a perfectly cromulent word. So if this is like coaster, you can look for the stir, I guess. Looking for instances of ST. And I suppose there could already be shenanigans happening as of this page. Sir, tur, stir, lobster, maybe. I guess a question. Words can go up, down, left, right, and even diagonal. Can they do that in the space of the same word? Like, can it change directions partway through the word? Because usually word search rules are it has to be entirely vertical, entirely horizontal, entirely diagonal, and entirely forward or backward. No comment. Okay. Yeah, because I don't think I can get stir any other way unless if I go around, like if it's That's legal, for example. And there's an O up here, so it could be like lobster. Mobster, maybe? Let's see if there's any legal STERs. Okay, so let's just go, let's go through the whole thing systematically. So we're going to look for every instance we can find of an ST. So ST, there's no E's. ST, no E's. ST, the only E is one that requires me to do an illegal turn in a normal word search. I guess STE here. Oh, Oster. Oh, mobster is fine right there. Okay, I didn't even see that in the corner. Let me just delete both of these and highlight it. Mobster is probably right. I guess lobster is the only other word I can think of that being. Okay. So let's look at some other ones. RE blank T. I think that's only missing one letter, but I suppose it could be missing two letters. So let's do the same systematic thing of look for R's and then find E's. So here's RE blank E blank reset. Seems like that follows the rules. Yeah, this might not be right, but we'll see. No blank AR. Notary, probably. Okay, so I don't know what the shenanigans are going to be. E blank RO. Okay, so let's look for ROs. I've already seen some. RO. No. E blank RO. Error? I think that seems right. Okay. This will be harder to do because I don't have two letters next to each other. So let's do OD next. So OD could be rod. Where are my other ODs on this page? Probably isn't this, because I'm missing a letter over there. So we find out, is this our only instance of OD that has letters in front of it? It's another OD, but there's nowhere at the start. So it might have to be rod. But let me check every other instance of O. No D's. No D's. There's my D. The only D is here, and I can't get a diagonal to connect to it. No D's. No D's. Only D is here, and I can't start there. So yeah, by process of elimination, this must be rod. Okay. And I'm guessing we're still going to get stuff from the overlaps here. I see the overlaps. We've got R, E, O. I still need to find this. So where are my Y's? I don't have very many Y's, right? Just this one. None, none. Might be my only Y on the board. All right, so Y blank N. That could be blank blank N. Yawn. Yawned. I think that that's legal. Okay. Okay, I feel pretty good about that. I don't know what to do with it. Mobster, reset, notary, error, yawned, rod. Okay. Pressing on, ampersand. Okay, that's probably here. Control, escape, quote, shift. Okay, so now we're getting possible shenanigans, because these could be like things I have to press and hold on the keyboard, perhaps. Control. My trick for these, okay, probably here is control. Escape. They set these up to specifically put repeat letters to make it hard to find. Wonder if every answer is going to involve an obscured letter. The first two have, it doesn't mean all of them will. Let's do P, because that's kind of an uncommon letter. P-E, P-E, escape. Okay. Quote, that shouldn't be too bad. Q-U. My other Q, the Q could be missing, and it looks like, in fact, it is. It's missing on every one of these. Okay. Shift. Let's assume that we've got a letter missing. I'm gonna look for FT. Here, okay. Now, the pattern here is keys on the keyboard. So this is probably 2. I don't know what else it would be, which means it's probably this if the pattern holds that it's always a missing letter or an obscured letter. BA, so it could be like back, maybe. But I've already used up, I guess we doubled obscured letter here in ampersand. It'd be mean to put something here, right? What are all my BA options? I see what they're doing with this, where it's like, okay, there's degeneracy in what the words could be when blocked, but the degeneracy goes away when you understand the theme for the page. So it's probably not bar, for example, because that's not a keyboard thing. B could be the obscured letter, though. So let's look if it is in fact back. Well, what everything this could be. It could be bab, bad, bay, bar. It could be bar as in space bar. I don't know. I don't trust that. I also don't trust back because it should be backspace, not back, right? Bay, bap, bag, bad, ban. I guess it's in a second column. I don't like that if it is bar, it appears to break the rule, well, the apparent rule of this page that one of the letters is always in the obscured list. You've heard the pipe symbol called bar before? Oh, I've never heard that before. Well, I don't like that one doesn't have an obscured letter in it, so I could do it and move on. Let me do it in a different color because I don't like it. All right, don't know what these mean still. Big time. Yam. Start with the Y's. Oh, is that a thing in... Okay. I'm going to assume the letter Y is the missing letter here, but let's check the existing Y's to see if we can get yam anywhere. None, none, none. Okay. So if we instead assume that one of these blocks is the Y, it would be really mean if it's this, but it could be this. Right. Make sure I didn't miss a Y here somewhere, or that one of these other obscured letters could lead to yam. This could be describing the number of times these letters appear here, or it could be describing coordinates. A, B, C, D, 8. How far does it go? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. A, B, C, D, E, G, H, I. So I wouldn't be able to get a J unless if it is also allowed to go off grid here. But D8 could either be this letter, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or it could be D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't have enough information to collapse that just yet. A step up. 3, probably. A pound sign. So I can look for a TH, but it's possible the TH is already obscured. THREE. It seems like the number of obscured letters is going up on each page, so that's where I would expect it to be, but let me see if there's anywhere else that it could possibly be here. No. No. I'm expecting this to end up being like an epiphany puzzle or something where the rules are going to suddenly break. TH. I think 3 is the only word that could possibly be. Are there any other H's floating around? Hey, thanks, Darkstar. Appreciate that. How have you been? More of these codes obscured at the bottom. Good.
You're super awesome. Thanks. Appreciate that.
All of the codes at the bottom in this one are obscured. It's just the letter A. Are all of them right? Guess that's the question. Start with that. It's probably wrong. A twist. Okay, so civic is a palindrome. And it starts here. Is the twist that I can turn now? As I already suspected that earlier. Let's see if there's other instances of the letter V. Got level. Detartrated. So it has to go down. It's all palindromes, so I assume that there are other clues that I'm not entering, like level should be on this list and it's excluded. And the trick is that everything is a palindrome. I Can I double back on itself? That's funny if so, probably not. I There's deified. Okay. I assume from playing games like this, I'm going to get to the end and it's going to recontextualize the earlier ones. I'm going to go back to them. That's everything I'm supposed to find, though. Oh, there's other ones I can already see, like level. The cycle continues. Now we've got weird symbols, weird icon. F9. See if we can confirm that these are in fact coordinates. So if horizontal is alphabetical, A, B, C, D, E, F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is a B. Maybe? The other option for F9, if it's the other way around, is A, B, C, D, E, F. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But neither of those are very helpful if those are, in fact, the answer here. Okay, well, I'll leave those be for now. Weird symbols. Bone. Let's look for every BO I can find. I wonder if the cycle continues means that it's like a Taurus. It's like Pac-Man and I can go around the board here. BO. There's bone. See it now. Okay, I detect a pattern with this one. Straw astrolabe. Tro. There's Olabe. Rolabe. Astrolabe. Furry. Double R somewhere. Up here. I do a bunch of strands from New York Times, so having to search like this isn't unusual for my brain. Balance. NCE. We don't have very many letters C's on here, do we? There's one. balance. Balance. Oh, I got confused. Hold on. Balance, okay. Watch. Probably not too many W's on here. Quartz. Where's our Q? Here? Okay, assume there's like a pattern to the highlighting I've done here, or maybe there's something in the empty space. Since I highlighted a lot of letters in the same general area as each other. I'm just going to delete these because I have no real reason to believe that they're useful right now. Okay. Round and round. Sire is crossed off in green. Make or make. Okay, so these are celestial bodies, right? And it's shaped like a celestial body. I think make is it's either a dwarf planet or an asteroid. Ceres, obviously. So make, where's our K's? Okay. Seems like there's a lot of opportunities to get Jupiter. Okay, where's Ceres? Okay. I don't know this one. I don't think it's a... Sire is probably Eris, but it's crossed off. So it could be another one of... Eris is a moon of Mars, right? Oh, it's Phobos and Deimos. Eris is Saturn? Dwarf planet. Yeah, okay. It's crossed off though, which means I probably shouldn't spend too much time looking for it. Mua. Here? Let me do that less badly. Hold on. What are the other dwarf planets? This is trying to tell me what the theme is, right? I could look for like Pluto, for example, and I can already see Pluto. Let me do it in a different color here. So I'm guessing part of this is I'm gonna have to go back and find the other letters and the other words in the same category. Is Sedna on here? Mercury on here? Is it that straightforward? Yeah, Mercury is on here. About like Venus, for example. Yeah, Venus is on here. This is where you're intended to kind of... I was sort of picking up on, like when I saw level earlier, that it's possible to guess the remaining missing words. Mars is... Oh, I guess I can't actually do Mars here, can I? Earth on here. EA probably doesn't appear with too much. Oh, here we go. Earth. So we can assume there's spots in the visible area here, right? And I found 1, 2, 3, 4, so there's probably at least 2 more. Is Mars somewhere obvious? It's R's, but no M. No overlap in this one, which is interesting. I think I see Neptune. Okay. There's Mars. Saturn's got to be on here, right? So far, there's no overlap. There's a orphan U over here, which is extremely concerning. Uranus. Maybe the orphan letters are what get us something important later. Donut, tonod. Don't think we got any here. So I guess what this might provide me is a bare minimum expectation for the number of words that are in each word search, if I'm right here. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 extra words. So this is 8 plus 4 is 12, and Eris is not included. So if we can take from this that there's 12 words on every page according to some theme, and then we've got UPZDONOT. Could be like an anagram or something. I don't know what the center means yet. It's probably the best I can do with this one for now, but it feels good that I've got extra stuff there. Distant signs. Okay, so Cancer, Aries. This one's also going to be 12, right? Okay, so let's find the ones they're pointing out right away. Looking for, okay, here's Cancer, Aries. AR. There's a lot of ARs on here. Could do like Scorpio. Scorp. Scorp. Trying to do the ones that I feel like I'm gonna have an easier time finding because the letters in it are less common. Libra, for example. How many B's are on our board here? So Ophiuchus would have to be missing, right? Let's see. You have most of Libra here, but there's no L. Am I missing a B somewhere? I think this is the only B on the board. Okay, well that's hella suspicious. Airy. Can I even get Aries? I've been focusing on the other stuff that's not even part of it. Maybe that's what it's trying to teach me here. ARI, ARI. It looks like this one with the celestial bodies can fit into this one. Hmm. Well, let's do other options here. You Taurus. I see a lot of TAU and then I can't actually finish it, right? Unless I'm allowed to be all bendy like this. Wait a minute. Does this actually look like the sign? Because that's pretty funny if that's true. Um, I like this one. This is good. That's not Cancer then. 'Cause that's actually what Taurus looks like, right? Look for Sagittarius. Do we have any double T's in here? Yeah, I see it. So just a bonus that Taurus actually looks like the symbol for Taurus. Okay. Sagittarius is like an arrow, right? Capricorn. Okay. As close as you can get with 6 letters of resolution, right? I should probably turn these to different colors if it's not one of the ones they explicitly asked me for now. Virgo is probably on here. Where's V? I'll Google a list in a second. I don't know my zodiac super well. So I can make out Ergo, but again, it seems like there's a missing letter here. So it could be that I can like pull letters from off the board somehow. Oh, here's Aries. Technically done, but let's go through the ones that I remember. So Gemini. I feel like the reason I know any of these is because of video games. Gemini. Okay. I'm like remembering all the bosses in Summer Assault, the TurboGrafx game where all the bosses are Zodiacs. Leo, right? That should be pretty easy. Guess this gets easier the more of them that I do. Pisces, I can already see here, I think. That looks like a fish. That's cute. Let me count the ones I've already done. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I was looking for Scorpio and didn't find it. Let me get back on that. I haven't really, no. I think our only SCO is up here. Score EO, but then there's no P. Hmm. I suspect I'm going to learn some kind of shenanigan about invisible letters, since we know there's invisible clues over here. Aquarius? Yeah, because there's a missing S up here. Which could be that, I guess. Let's do that for the ones that are obviously missing something. This could be this for Libra. Could also be this for Virgo. I don't think that's right, but the fact that Aquarius is almost doable but just barely missing is very interesting. I'm forgetting one. Ophiuchus isn't on here. There's no PH anywhere. Or Ophiuchus, however you pronounce it. This whole section not really being used is extremely suspicious. Capricorn. Score. I can't get a P. Sorry, one second. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then maybe a red if I'm right on Virgo. Maybe a red if I'm right on Libra. Maybe a red for Aquarius. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the one I'm missing is Scorpio, which would have to be up here. Like maybe here. I don't think that's right, though. And that leaves the word fired and NOWIRA now. Okay. Palindrome. Oh, all right. So this is telling me what the themes were for previous puzzles. Hey, Bucky, how you doing? So this one just says A. If we go back to the A puzzle, are there 12 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 13. Well, let's use the convention I've been using. Right. That's really hard when the pop-up's right in your way there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. If in fact it's 13 and not 12. Key. That one's already filled in. Something, AREMU, something. Okay. So one of these is going to be Zodiac, right? Zodiac. Okay, now we want to actually do these in order. So solar system was 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 is Zodiac, and I guess I can probably do text if it lets me here. Can I pick that up and move it? Okay. I'm guessing this is theme. But I actually have to find the word theme in here somewhere. That might be an M. Let me see if I can make theme happen anywhere else on this board here. Let's do the ones that are actually on the list. So key. There's palindrome. Oh, is Zodiac on here multiple times? That's really interesting. Wonder if everything is on here multiple times then. Everything's on here twice, maybe. Can I find palindrome again? Let's do solar system. 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 Solar system. Oh, that should be blue. Solar system. I like that it's a spiral. That's fun. This is pretty fun. I like this a lot. A. Okay. Key. Part of key could already be blocked out here potentially. So where are my letter K's? No. Is it the only key on the only K on the board? Go slow here because I'm really bad at scanning. Apologies for that in advance. It's not one of my gifts. Okay, I think there is no. This is the only K on the board that's at least one that's not blacked out. So if we start from here, we can't get EY. If we start from here, we can't get EY. That would make this not theme if it's there. But I can look for theme elsewhere on the board, perhaps. Let's look for HE. It looks like the word theme could fit under there. We're assuming this is a K. I don't think the letter that can be behind there can count as two different letters, but who knows? Trying to find more instances of EME somewhere. Where are all my M's? Let's do that. There's an M. There's an M. There's an M. Right, well, if it is theme, I guess it could be blocked off. Or it's asking me to use this letter to mean two different letters. So let me replace this with a red because I'm actually not sure. But I can step back in time. Let's finish getting this. I don't know what this is. PEMIT? Time. Oh, timepiece. Timepiece. Okay. Yeah, because there's orrery, astrolabe. Uh, piece. Time connect here smoothly? Yes, it does. Timepiece. Okay. So we know that key is, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You would hope everything is 12 if it's 12 word searches, right? So that means, let's write in placeholders here. There's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we can go back and do timepieces, see which ones are missing from that one. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Grandfather, perhaps. Hourglass. Okay, I get it. Um, hour. I see hourglass. Hourglass. And then is grandfather on here for an F. This is really cool. I'm enjoying this. How many other Fs do we have? Is that our sole F? FA. Do we just have a straightforward clock somewhere? CLOC. CLOC. Do we have any Ks on the board? CLO. Well, there's the K. CK. Clock. Okay. There's pendulum. Right. I guess we already have watch. So this might be hands. That might be clocked. I guess this could be clock in theory. Minute or hour, perhaps. One of these is clock, but I can't tell you the difference between these two. Trying to see if hour is on this board somewhere. We don't have any overlap here. Dial, maybe? No, that'd have to cover pendulum. I don't know what the rectangle is. Trying to see if any of this other stuff stands out to me immediately. Phone? Oh, because your phone. Okay, that's probably the rectangle. The bad rectangle. Okay. Oh, it does have codes on the bottom. Okay. So this is F9. So I've got clock. Can I get like minute? Timer, probably. This looks like a kitchen timer. Bell, perhaps. The rest of these I'm not sure, but I'm going to change this one since I don't have a thing to apply it to. Let's continue. Let me go back down here to this one. Because I can try to guess what the other themes are to get themes for that page. So there's the warm-up, rosette, but not Rosetta, like the stone. The jumbles, man, the jumbles. Look at the crosswords. Those things are fool's gold. Fortune. Serial on this page. We're talking about places where you see word searches, right? A cereal box. Come back to it. This time we had error, yawned, reset, mobster, notary. Not clear what the code is there. Pressing on amper. Okay, so these are keys, presumably. We had some overlap on this one, actually quite a bit of overlap. So let's think of other keys. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there should be 5 other words here that are on a keyboard. You have quote, apostrophe maybe. The comma is almost certainly on here. Yeah, there's apostrophe. Apostrophe. I guess it could be either of those. I'll write them in on the other ones later. Tilde, maybe. A little bit mad about bar. I've only ever heard that called a pipe. Make sure that that A is clearly. Yeah, I like that this is basically a like rudimentary epiphany puzzler. It's like, what's the most simple epiphany puzzler we can come up with? Because there's all kinds of rules that are only introduced later, like being able to do the strands thing where you search around. Old typographic terminology. Okay. Do we have any D's in here for tilde? Space is going to have to be one, right? Okay. Looking at my own keyboard here. Shift Control Alt, maybe. Unless if it's not a computer keyboard. Percent, maybe. I see cent here. Dollar. Question mark, colon, comma, probably, right? I don't see any double M's. Oh, wait, no. MMA, but no O. Unless if we are going to establish that there's implied letters in the blanks, which I suppose is possible. This is probably one here. This is Escape. This is 2, so that's a W. So that can't presumably also be a C. Unless if this is a C to make comma. I don't see any other double M's on the board here. Plus, minus. Now, hold on. I already know that's key, so I'm not actually solving anything by doing that. What's 4? Big time. This one I'm going to have to come back because I only got 1 clue before. A step up gives me 3. Now, this is shaped like a number, so perhaps it's all digits, 1 through 12. Okay. 1, 2, we got 3, 9. We don't know how often I'm allowed to overlap. Perhaps overlapping eventually is completely illegal. 4. There's 12. Assume that's 12 because I can't say for sure if it's in a blocked out letters. It would be nice. I'm guessing the way that you make this, you remove all ambiguity from the puzzle is you eventually require the player to go back and never overlap letters. But I can't say that that's actually what's expected of me yet, so I can't proceed on that assumption just yet. This could be 11. But where else could 12 be? Are there V's? There's 10. 8. Seems reasonable. 7. My only visible, well, I've got a couple of visible V's actually. Why would 3 be all the way down here? That's very odd. We have an X for 6. That would make this 6, which means that this isn't 3, which means 3 is somewhere else on the board, if my theory is correct in that there can be no overlapping. Unless if blacked out tiles can count as 2 different letters, which is also possible. Okay, I think I have the basic idea for this one, so we'll come back to it in a second. I am going to clean up the clues side here eventually. Oops. So that's number 4 is the one that's digits, right? See if they're number 5. 5. So it could be digits, it could be numbers. I like the way this one interacts with the rest of the board. That's cool. Myth I see on the list here. Mythological creatures or something. UM for numbers. Is this the one where you had precious few letters B? No, that was a different one. Might be no letter B's on here. Hey, Serp, how you doing? I got a B. It's not one of the crossed off letters, so it could be digits. I see DIGI here. DIGI. No connection to a T. There are other G's somewhere. DIG. I can't get out. No idea what this means. If it's, oh, numeral, that's probably what that one is. Okay. So that's number 5, right? Yeah. So we can do that in green so it's easier for me to remember. Little mad it's not numerals, but I guess most of them, actually none of them are plural, so I guess that's fine. Still think this is theme, but I don't see where I can fill in the word theme, so I'm gonna have to move on from that for now. Let's do number 12. Rules. Not allowed. Hey, I called it. You're now ready to begin 12 word searches. You may complete them in any order. Try 3 or 7. The use of an encyclopedia is permitted. All 12 puzzles follow the same rules. This is fine. This is not allowed. So they're trying to tell me here this is fine, right? But then not all wed because these have to be different words because we can't cross over. Okay, so my suspicion is correct. Now this is listed as puzzle 0. I like having this here. It's pretty funny. You can complete them in any order. The question then is, are there still 6 other words on here somewhere, or does the rules page exist outside of the rest of the puzzle? The fact that there are 13 A's suggests to me that the rules page is actually a 13th puzzle. Was this supposed to print after the puzzles, or is this supposed to be on the first page? I like it kind of being late here. All that remains. Okay. I was kind of anticipating something like this. Gotcha. So rules might be on this list. It's supposed to be. Okay, just making sure it didn't print wrong or something. Actually, do we even have any letters U on this page at all? It's strange that Zodiac is on here twice. It's got to be for some purpose. Because the main thing that makes this doable is the fact that you can't overlap. So let's reconsider now we know that overlapping is illegal. Is there another way to spell Otage Dognell? There must be another instance of fortune somewhere. Probably something that doesn't require you to cover them like this. So I can still do jumble legally, right? Oated meal, but I can't share the L from jumble. Any other sources of oatmeal on this board? Guess, are there any other sources of a J on this board? Oat. Scan for O's. OA. I like how basically everything you put in at the beginning is wrong here. That's kind of fun. This Otage Dognell secretly somewhere else on the board. Okay, yes, it is because I can do, oops, this. It's also legal, and that saves me space for oatmeal. Okay. And then fortune. There are other FORs on here. Wort. How many Fs do we have? It's our only F. Okay. So FOR. Maybe that's my only way. I can do fortune by doing this. Then I have to find somewhere else to spell this. Can I get a OTA leading into this somewhere? Not that way. And that E's already taken. Because I could do Otage. Because we know we can do this because of the Taurus and the Pisces. Right, so like that would be legal if it wasn't shared with fortune. But I wouldn't be able to get to Dognell. I'm guessing Otage Dognell is in here in a like really, really, really annoying, twisty way. See if there's literally any other way for me to do fortune here. Because I'm pretty sure this is my sole F, which means it has to go up to the O, which means it has to go to the R, which means it has to go to the T, has to go to the U, has to go to the N, and then I have two options for the E, but this is illegal, so it has to go there. So I think that's the only way I can legally get that. Jumble looks probably right. Dognell. Let's look for AUG. So here's AUG, but it doesn't go to an N anywhere. That was already a known AUG. A limited number of UGs on this board, right? It's probably still right, so DE. No G accessible from here. I can't get an OTA over here, can I? I don't think so. Hmm. Okay, let's look for U's. That's claimed. We know this one works. It has to be here. So what's the trick here? I need an OT. Oh, I see. I'm blind. Okay. Doy. Let's cover that. All right, so we got a legal jumble, a legal oatmeal, a legal otage dagnel, a legal fortune, and rosette. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still need 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I had no idea what the actual clue is here. I think it would be something with jumble. Could do an anagram solver. Angulated, elongated, analog. No, there's not enough. There's too many letters. Maybe I have to come back to that one. Okay. So, really no idea what the theme is for this guy. Reset, notary, error. Words related to notary. Not thesaurus. I want, like, words that frequently come up associated with the word notary. Relatedwords.org. That's what I want. Notary. See if one of these gives me an idea. Law, lawyer, solicitor, paralegal, jurisprudence, probate. Yeah, I don't have anything for this guy. I'll come back to it. I know these are wrong because everything is overlapping each other. So if I resolve this from scratch without doing any overlaps, I think we established this is the only instance of OD. No, there's some on the edges, so it could be like God. Try to find the rest of these. So it said encyclopedias are fine, so I'm going to look up list of keyboard keys. Tab, maybe. We know they can't overlap here. So there must be another way for me to get shift or another way for me to get escape. Where are my other F's on this board here? It's being 2 doesn't seem right anymore. I mean, I guess there is a 2 key, but can't do apostrophe, I don't think. Let's go escape here. other places to do escape. Means I don't have space anymore, but that's probably okay. Probably still get it somewhere else. I can't quite get it in here. What are other instances of CE? Assuming that's quote. Ampersand. Scroll, maybe? I guess this is a minor spoiler, but given this use of bar, is this specifically talking about computer keyboard keys or typewriter keys? Because I've never heard of this before. Could look for pipe separately, I guess. Like page up, page down. Pressing on. I don't see like arrow. I feel like it has to be typewriter keys, right? Because of the bar thing. That's where the word escape comes from typewriters. Let me Google that. I remember having to. Sure. I can re-highlight this. Big time could be months. Yam could be May. Just occurred to me. I see June. Where do they place this? I have July on here. January. February. Yeah, more B's this time around for me to check. Yeah, I think that's right. February. January. April. Because here you can just think of things where there are sets of 12 of them, though not everything is like as easy as zodiac or months or whatever. August. September, October, November, December. There's March. I think that's everybody. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, let's do it the other way around. January, February, March, April, May, June. Do I don't have July yet? July. August, September. We did October. Where did I put it? October, November, December. Okay. Wish I had to like hold a key to get that pop up to appear. And then here, the letters that aren't highlighted are more obvious. All right, step up. Still think is going to end up being digits, but I know I can't have them overlap at all. $12, 11. Let's start over. Let's assume that it's 1 through 12. All right. Nine. Already causes a problem for 3 if that's a 9. So what are my other there's a lot of places where 9 could be, isn't there? That could be 9. That doesn't get in the way of what I think is going to be 3. Okay. 8, I have precious few options for, I think. Definitely see why. Oh, but then this can't be 6. That has to be 6, right? There's no other orphan S's that lead into 2 blanks. And the blanks don't have an I adjacent to them. I guess this could be 6, but there's no S. So if that has to be 6, let's delete this. Assume that's 6. I guess 3 could still be covering multiple tiles here, and this could be a misdirect here. We've got a lot of places with double E's. Let's suppose this is 12. Nine, and oh wait. Sorry, I thought I had it to connect. That's fine then. 11. I have pretty limited options for Elev, but then I can't get out. Leven, but I can't get out. What are my V options on the board here? This could be 5. This one's really tricky, I think. There's a lot of ways you can fuck this one up. The fact that I already had 2 in another puzzle is a little concerning. Assuming that it is 2, I guess it might not be. Can I get a clue as to what the bottom codes mean? They mean something. I guess they're part of all that remains at the end. Oh, it's pre-filling some letters for me here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And this is 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Here, this is fine. Not allowed. So, like, the order is top to bottom, left to right. Maybe it doesn't matter. But this seems to tell me how I'm supposed to read it, that it's left to right, top to bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's see if I can figure out the one that I have completely solved and see if that gets me information elsewhere. So, big time here. I'm going to screenshot this and put it on another monitor. I don't think you need to see it for me to compare them here. It's puzzle 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, E, L, V, I. And then there's also letters on the bottom. Right, that's number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unless it is the, I don't know if the given letter is supposed to count as one of my letters here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. D, D, E, L, I, V, R. Deliver. Okay. And I guess the little codes at the bottom weren't helpful there. Question mark. They mean something. I just don't know what just yet. Maybe the final code will tell me how to read those. And just make sure that this tracks D, E, L, I, V, E, R. Okay, I think that's right. And that should be deliver something A, because the extra A. That's why there's 13 on that one. Okay. That's nice and straightforward then. So that's 6 is A. Okay. Deliver a something. Second puzzle has a D left over, but I have no idea what I'm doing. I think I just need to restart this one. Just too much is overlapping. I have no idea what the actual code is supposed to be here. or what it's connecting to. Lobster, mobster. Let's just do words ending ster. This is like lingo if it was good. 7-letter words ending in ster. There's actually quite a lot. With the O is the second letter, so monster. Rooster. I thought coaster the first time I saw it. I gotta find a word that implies a theme to me, because a lot of these don't imply a theme. Jobster. Monster suggests potentially a theme. Toaster? Okay, what if they're all like appliances? So I guess what I can do here is I can find places where stir exists and highlight them. We'll use, I don't know, yellow for now. Just highlight every instance I can find of ster. There's not too many that I can constrain what can legally be the word, right? That could be stir. Oh, there's too many stirs on here. Fuck. uh oh yeah, there's way too many stirs. I'm picking that because it's the most consecutive letters that I have, right? And there's another one there. There aren't other ones on the board, are there? There might be. ST, and then there's no E's around that. ST, and then there's no E's around that. ST, that's another one. Fucking hell. Actually, all of these can connect. All right, there's got to be a way for me to break the degeneracy here. I think stir is not the place to start looking because there's just too many options. So, no blank R, assuming that it's missing 2 letters. So, words starting with no. Six letters. It's a lot of words. 7 letters. No, 6 letters is right. So no blank AR. Notary is 1. I think that has to be notary. I think I can collapse that for sure. I don't already know how to solve the puzzle game saucer, so I'm not sure that I can conclude anything like that. Um, I think notary has to be right. I guess it could be nonary. Is that even listed as a legal word, or do they make that up for that game? I guess it's technically Latin. It just hasn't made it to English, really. Right. Well, I guess it's worth figuring out. Is nonary even like available here? Fuck, it is. uh Well, those are the only two things it can be. I don't think there's any other legal words in English or Latin that are no blank ar something. So if we delete everything else, I'm just trying to think like what the fuck could go with notary. Put that as the thing in case it diverges. Noticeably FAT. I think E blank RO blank also has to be error. Hold on one sec. Notary again. I'm looking for all of the by selecting all of the instances of stir, it helps me to visualize directions where the beginning of the word could come in, right? And determine how many legal words can come into STER from every direction. Just too many. Roaster, coaster, mobster, lobster, bolster, rooster. I guess I can look through all of these and see if any of them make me think of notary or nonary. Rooster, oyster. No, I can't make anything out of the letter C, an ending in the letter C. Like they could be jobs, perhaps, occupations. Let me check for what error could be. Error erode. I think it has to be error or erode, assuming it's 5 letters long. So I like error for it. That is on the board. Be words related to banks. Notary error. I honestly have no idea where to start with this one. This one seems like it's kind of a mess. I thought that was yawned, but that was when I felt like I had less space. Okay, so is there only one Y on this whole board? Because So that changes things. There is only one Y, then the word can't be notary. Right? I don't see any other ones. Because if it is notary, then it's overlapping with another Y, so that can't be right. So what we want to do is we want to highlight paths to an N that are, okay, let's highlight everything that's within 2 letters of the Y, right? So none of those are an N. So the N has to be, there has to be 2 missing letters here. I guess this isn't necessarily correct because it could like loop back in on itself because it's allowed to cross diagonally. However, since there are no N's in within 1 letter or within 2 letters, the nearest N must either be this or this. So we do this and this. Kill this guy. I have to be able to get there within 2 letters. Yin doesn't really make sense. Yawn is the only thing I think that makes sense. Yawn something. Because I don't think getting to this N does anything for me in any direction. I don't think it's YR. If it starts with yawn, it could be yawned, but that's still extremely odd, to say the least. Could be because yawner is legal. Yawner. Okay, could try yawner maybe. We can think of other words related to yawner. This could be something that's like boring, right? I guess it could be rooster if yawner has to do with sleeping. I don't see any double O's. Maybe I do see some double O's. Rooster. Odd could be nod, like nod off. It's not notary. I guess it could be, I guess it could be 2 words. I don't think that's come up before. It did with solar system. I think there's no way for me to break the degeneracy. If I knew the theme, then I'd have an easier time, but there's too many possibilities for every possible word. I feel like yawn is going to have to be either yawned or yawner, but that's still such a fucking weird word. I don't know what to do with it. I can't think of how that possibly fits into a theme of 12 words. Unless if it's something to do with sleep, because rooster fits in there too. I don't know. I'll come back to it. Um, So I asked earlier, is this explicitly computer keyboard keys? And didn't get a clear answer. Can I get a clear answer on that? I don't mind just knowing the clear answer if you guys could just tell me with this bar thing from typewriters. Um, assume space is still in here somewhere, but I guess we need to like try to leave individual letters wherever possible. So I should try to look for things. Okay, thank you. Didn't find tilde. I don't even know that we have a DE anywhere. Can I get back again now that I know that I can scroll around like a strands puzzle? Enter probably somewhere. I'm pretty mad about 2. That makes me doubt the whole project, but if this is in control, instead this is enter. I think that's my only way to get enter. Because this could be control. That's enter. How many missing characters do I have to have for number 3? Only 5. No kidding. Okay. I think that's the only place I guess enter could also be this. Because that should be in pink since it's not one that I have listed here. Let me write down the ones that I'm suspecting here. This is a very clever game because I like that it has to be possible for you to play through the game wrong first and then come back once you know the rules. It's a nice way to have a smoothly scaling difficulty curve here. IT is already using up 2 of my free spaces and I only get 5, which feels like it's not a lot. There's a lot of P's in here. One of these is space. Oops. Let me pull up a list of keyboard keys again. I see Alt, but it would require me to cover another key, another letter here. Do you have any letters that have 2 P's in a row? I think my favorite puzzles in this one are ones like the Zodiac one or the Months one, Because the problem with a puzzle like this is that it's like pick 12 keyboard keys. Like so like apps is a keyboard key on like Mac or something, right? I guess technically the Windows key is the apps key, but that's chat is apps a correct word? I assume no. But I also don't know what else could be PPS. I think these ones I dislike a bit because I think they require you to just kind of, it has the lingo problem, right? Like, what does the dev want me to do here? I don't know. I can do comma. Whereas with like zodiac or planets or whatever, celestial bodies, I guess with the celestial bodies, there's also kind of a problem because uh, there's stuff like make make is on there, right? Colon on here, maybe. Seriously, can chat tell me if apps is supposed to be a keyboard key or not? That's actually not on my keyboard, on either of my keyboards, on all three of my keyboards. But it's in this list of keys that I found. These are all palindromes, so level is one. We can do this. Apps isn't an answer. Okay, thanks. This list of keys says it's a key. Madam. Radar's probably one. Kayak. Actually, don't see any. Oh, here's a D for radar. Radar. We have race car. That's a pretty classic one. Noon. Okay, so I need two more. Sagas. Was pretty good about the, and WoW maybe. So let's screenshot and see if this fits. Okay, that was puzzle 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 missing letters. MESSDAGE. Messaged. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I count this wrong? I think it's supposed to be message, but why do I have an excess D? Oh, I think I know why. I can fix it. This should be deified. Because they can't cross over. So message, and it looks like it's actually writing that left to right, top to bottom. So text, something delivers something, a message. Okay. Let's see what other ones I can do here. Still want this to be theme. This has to be key. Could try to look and see if I can make out another word here that could be. Cook. Okay, number 11. There's going to be a ton of missing letters, so I can't really use the missing letter count. We know there's going to be a missing D on the second puzzle, but I have no other context for it right now. I guess if the idea is if there's few missing letters, then I know that I have to fill the entire board here. Dimes? Doesn't make any sense. I guess which zodiac is the right zodiac changes this pretty significantly. Looks like that's supposed to be an X. I was hoping myth would be something, but fired. Okay, this one we know is done, so I may as well start typing that in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Did I have anything? Sagittarius. What if this is Scorpio like this? So we have a bunch of overlaps here, which is problematic. That's Aquarius. Cancer. This could start from this A here. Okay. I feel like it implies that these notes on the outside have to count as letters. Otherwise, I wouldn't have enough incorrect letters here. Because this one's supposed, this is 10. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That accounts for 5 of them. So there have to be 3 floating letters around. I had to get Libra. And then this is probably Virgo. Fired now is 8. So I guess that tells me that I can have gap letters that appear to be outside the main pattern. So fired now, although it might actually be a different word made up of this. Can do anagram solver real quick. Round. No. Oh, but I've been making a bunch of progress this whole time. What do I need a hint for? Um, I have no idea what that's in reference to. I'm just going to pretend like you didn't say that because I have no idea. Okay, so I think we're good here. I'm going to have to figure out what fired now is, if that has to be rejumbled in some way. Probably fill this in. 9 is a whole bunch of letters. Yeah. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Missing one. Oh, there's an extra Z. This does seem to be in order. So P U Z Z L E R E M I do message something, puzzle remains, do not fire. Oh. The idea is that there's still a message. The message is these codes at the bottom of each tab. Speed, do not fear. I assume when you said that you were referring to some specific puzzle that I was stuck on at the time, and it took you a while to discuss it before sharing that, but it was like after I had just written down a bunch of words. So either you're telling me that the words I wrote down were all wrong, which I don't think they are because they fit, or you're referring to like several puzzles ago and I moved on to come back to it. That's why I'm confused. We got a message from that one. I could try to keep doing digits here, but I guess another problem with this one is that I'm assuming that it's 1 through 12, but it could be like 15, right? Like I think teen is pretty clearly in here. I don't want to do that one, so I come back to it later. Um, let's make sure that I did everything that I know I can do. So I'll go back to the top. No idea what to do with a warm up. This entire one is like completely arbitrary to me. Like what rosette decoration made of ribbon, design arrangement growth resembling a rose, jumble, fortune, oatmeal, and then a nonsense word. Right. If it brings up this game, I won't read it. Don't worry. Yeah, it immediately brings this one up, so I'm not going to read it. Don't worry. How many excess letters are supposed to be remaining in this one? So this is supposed to be like a pure word search. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 5 letters missing in the second puzzle. My mouse wheel button is busted. I fixed it. Okay, with what? Or are you responding to hide? No. Here I need more keys, but we said the apps key doesn't count. So it's just whatever keys the developers decided here. I'm done with 4. Happy with 4. Reviled. I guess I didn't write this one down, did I? REVILED. Oh, no, we did delivered. That's right. That's done. So then 5 was this number is the one that I don't want to do right now. 6 was A, so that's done. 7 was message, so that's done. 8, I was still looking for other timepieces. I see dial here. I can go ahead and highlight that. And I've got things that are overlapping, which is bad. Balance. Is there another way for me to get balance on here? Sorry, my mouse. I have like a little button that lets my mouse go frictionless, and I like have muscle memory to press it all the time, and it's like kind of stuck, and it's driving me a little crazy. uh, can I get Astrolabe somewhere else? I have a lot of B's here. I guess I can get balance right here. That's not too bad. Balance. Um, how many letters do I need for 8? 9, and I need an F. So borderline, I can just say this F's probably not included because I don't think I have any other F's. Hourglass, pendulum, phone. And that might be the only F on the entire board. Let me just quickly do a scan. Okay. So if dial is right. Oh, sundial. Yeah, I feel like the little design they did for that wasn't great. It should be pink, actually. Could just be this. Sundial, hourglass. Pendulum. Phone. Another name for a grandfather clock. A grandfather clock, also known as a something. Long case, tall case, hall clock, floor clock. Needed 8 letters. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 letters, right? So if we assume this accounts for 1, that's probably 2. That's 3. So we got 4 total. So there's 5 other orphan letters here that aren't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, BS. Oh, no. Obelisk. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's use that to tell time. Uh and the last one's just clock. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 is the A. Okay. Screenshot that. This is a good one. I like this one a lot. I think that having the extra piece of information here helps me to collapse what the developer wants from me, so I don't just have to pick 12 words related to time or clocks or whatever. So that's appreciated. Okay. It's here and it ends in F. No message. Hold on. N-O. Just unscramble this, I assume. T-R-A-C-O. No trace of puzzle. Okay. Delivers something, a message. No trace of puzzle remains. Do not something. I don't think I have any other clues from there. It's 144. I don't think I can do anything with the 12th puzzle now. I mean, I guess I can start trying to highlight stuff here. Almost all of the obscured letters here aren't fully obscured, which I guess is supposed to be my clue that the obscured letters are legal and I should be using them. Try 3 or 7. So 7 I feel I'm completely done with, right? Yeah, palindromes, no problem. Got the message. Try 3. They really want me to do 3. Like, they're like, yeah, the keyboard keys, that's easy. And I get it. I did see apostrophe and enter. But again, I have the problem of not knowing which ones they think count if like apps doesn't count. Bracket, maybe? Get. Where are my B's? Parentheses. They give me 6 right away, so I guess I only need 5. How many letters do I need from this one? There's only going to be 6 letters left over, which is not very many. Um, if I knew what the words were, I could try to find them in the board. Trying to see if there's another way I can do ampersand here. Because that's blocking off a big section of the board. quote is almost certainly right. I don't know what else would fill in there. Is 2 the correct word down here? I mean, I guess 2 is a keyboard key, but I don't know. I guess if I were picking the letters, I wouldn't pick that. Chat can just answer that. I just want to make sure. I mean, I don't know what else that could be, but I think 2 blows this whole part of the puzzle up because, like, now it could be like A, right? Okay. My brain is telling me space is almost certainly one. But if it's on here, it probably requires me to loop back on itself like I've had to do with Taurus and Pisces. Or I have to delete another word and spell it more correctly. So I guess I could start trying to look for all of the legal ways to spell space. I had it up here, but then as far as I know, I can't do escape. Fortunately, they share like 4 letters in common, 5 letters in common. I do like this game. It's very cool, but it's kind of frustrating to stream because I know all of you can see whatever I'm supposed to be doing and you're all screaming. Even more so than a usual puzzle game. Let me just see if space is on this board anywhere else other than in this corner. Look for all the P's, maybe, is the way to do it. There are a lot of P's on this board. I think on the whole, this game is quite brilliant, and I like the path that you can take through it. I like that it's effectively putting an epiphany puzzler into a word search. I think that's a really cool idea, and I think for the most part it works. And I think it's really impressive that you go through it one time and then you go back through it and start deleting some of your earlier answers. That's really good. I was already starting to anticipate the I, but they're not allowed to overlap so that you can, you know, break the degeneracy a little bit on where words are allowed to go. It's P, no A's. Let's do S's. So S, no. SP, no. S, no. S, no. All right, we have a lot here. SPAC, and then there's no E's. SPAC, and there's no E's. Oh, but wait. ESC A PE. So if this is instead, hold on. I really thought that that was going to loop back up just from the Marstead theory of annoying puzzles, but if that's that, then this can be this, which means that this can be space now, right? Okay. Yeah, they pitched this one as a super easy one, but it's like there's so many keys it could be. Carat, maybe, CARAT. I can try to look for stuff inside these spaces here. That's how I do, what do you call it? Strands. Oh, thanks. I missed that. Um, I only have like, I have very little room to leave out letters here. Is this not bar? You just tell me whether this is not supposed to be bar. So it has to be back then, right? I can't think of what else it could possibly be. But I've looked for back a couple times. Like, let me look on my keyboard. Tilde, exclamation point, at, pound slash number, dollar, percent, caret, ampersand or and, asterisk, parentheses, dash or hyphen, equals, plus, brackets, curly brackets, pipe, slash maybe, caps lock, tab, function, alt, apps apparently, home, insert, delete, end, page up, page down, numlock, insert, delete. I can look for delete maybe. None of those had BAR in it or BA anything in it, to my knowledge. Missing a rule that will help you with the BA clue. A rule for the letters listed on the right side of the screen? I mean, it could be backwards because we've done that before. Like yam here was actually May. So something AB. Oh, tab. Okay. Is that what you meant? But we learned that there can be letters floating outside of the board. You said pipe was called bar before. I, whatever. It's fine. We can move on. Um, Is this not a letter in this one, or is this? I guess this could count as one of the excess letters. They were excess letters outside the grid previously. That's number 3. There's only 6 missing letters, so if that counts as one of the missing letters, then there's only 5. And I only have 2 more words on this board, so they're either extremely long because like that I is already isolated. Yeah, no, I've already done that on other Yam. We had to do that. We've had to do that a couple times. um, assume that that's on its own. Can I edit this in blue? So it's not really new information because I've already done that. It has to be one in here. This is too many letters for there not to be a legal word in here. The concern is that I'm already searching in the wrong spot because one of these things that I've entered is already wrong, and I'm already looking at the wrong part of the board because of it. I think this one needed an extra piece of information, like the timepiece one, because there's too many keys that are on the keyboard, and there's too much possibility space here for control to be spelled. I guess we already spelled it wrong once, and I fixed it one time. But if I have to look for, like, for instance, this could be legal for control. And by the pain in the ass theory, that probably is right, which gives me more room here for, was it caps lock? Unless if it's just lock. But I feel like the word search part of it works if I know what all the words are. And the knowing what the words are part of it works if I know what the word search is, right? But if I don't have both pieces of information, then it becomes really hard, I think. So if caps lock is supposed to be the answer here, I can do, how do I get to caps? It's like this. Guess that's probably right. Okay. I don't like it though. Also, I feel like this one requires a lot more crossing letters diagonal than most of the other puzzles. Um, we assume we already have QUO. Whatever the final thing is has to be an extremely long as hell word, I think. I can probably go ahead and assume that this D is an orphan, but that means I only have 3 orphans remaining. It might not be that TE, LOIT. There's so much space up here, and it's like literally any of my words could be in the wrong what's the word I'm looking for? I keep wanting to say dispensation. There's a word that means the way that I've ordered them. Like any of these could be just, especially the ones that I picked at the beginning, like to or quote. Like quote could be actually be up here somewhere. And since I don't know what word I'm looking for, it makes it really hard for me to see or try new combinations here. Um, let me confirm that it's the only place where I can fit space. If shift is indeed here, then CBAR is too many letters, because then I'd have to use every single other letter here to not have stuff left over. This is actually supposed to be space bar. That gets rid of some letters for me. It's not enough, though, to not have it be a giant word that's left over here. Okay, it's fine. That means the C is probably orphaned, but I guess I don't know that for sure because any of these other ones could be wrong. For my sanity, because I could sit here and just try every possible combination, are any of the words that I currently have selected the incorrect way of ordering them? I have one in the wrong configuration. Okay. Fixed control recently. How do I have just one without needing to fix another one? Let's go word by word. So ampersand that goes here. Where else does SAND exist on this board? I think ampersand has to be right because I don't see. Only one thing is wrong? Is that what we're saying? Not more than one? So whatever I find that's wrong, everything else is right. And okay. I guess it could be this. Are they all right now? I feel like I have to ask that if I don't just ask which one is wrong. Okay. Okay, so I see question now. All right, that was a fucking nightmare. I like this game. I like this puzzle. I have problems with this specific one. Okay. So that was puzzle 3. So ICOU 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, I have way more missing letters on that page. I'm only supposed to have 6 missing letters. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, possibly 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 was question. Oh, question mark. Is that the problem? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least I was able to figure that one out. I could deliver. Blank a message. No trace of puzzle remains. Do not. All right. So we already had timepiece. We already got Aries. We already got all the bodies for 9. Did this. Did this. All right. The problem with this one is, I guess I'm just going to ask, is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? The reason I keep leaving this one is the assumption that one of them could be like 27 or something, right? It is. Okay. See, that's the social intuition thing. Like, if I'm designing this game, I would make it 1 through 12 because it's one that the player could get. But after the keyboard keys page, I can't say for sure that they wouldn't fuck with me on that. Let's try to work on this one. That's not 12. That could be my only way to get 2. I have to get 2 instances of TW. So if that's 2, then this could also be 2 for 12. But then there's like 3 ways that the E could terminate there. I was hoping that would help me out with 11, and maybe it does. This is 11. I guess it's informally a rule that I have to cover all of the blanked out spots on the argument that, at least so far, that's been true in every puzzle. So I've always known exactly what letters are supposed to go in the clue at the end. So if I assume I have to use all of these, which might not be the case, but maybe is the case, I've got an excess W here. 7. How many characters do I need for this one? 5. 9, which is a lot. Okay. This is probably 4 then. 5 is somewhere not obvious. Oh, I already got 5. 7. This is a really mean one, I think. This might be one of the meanest ones here. That could be 10, or that could be 10. I guess it possibly doesn't matter. I guess this could be 3. So now the problem is 7 is on here somewhere. I haven't used this. Places that 7 could be, if we assume one of these is wrong. I guess any of the empty spaces could be a V. This could be 7. I think that's probably right. Then I don't have 5. Or 11. So if that's 7, and this is 11, and that can be 1, That can be 5. So I think I have them all. Let's test. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did I do 9? I did. 10, 11. I think our 12 is safe. Okay. So, screenshot. That was puzzle 5, which is this one. So it's I E W I L. Worried about that extra E. L G. Okay. So it's GIV. I guess it's like usually in order. Give. What? Oh, right, because I had to connect it at the end. You're right. Because it wasn't clear which E I was supposed to collapse it to. Okay, thanks. So I will give. That tracks. Could deliver. I will give a message. No trace of puzzle remains. Do not fire an end. Okay. I think the problem is I don't know. I guess 3 I now know is. Well, no, I already knew 3. 4 is months. I can get that on this list now, and it'll maybe clear up some space to find other stuff. TH. And so far, the rule is that there's no plural, so it'll just say month, not months. ON. See, that doesn't look like that's an M, but I guess it could be. No, it must be. They made the whatever font they used as confusing as humanly possible. Come on. Continue on the assumption that I always have to use the blocked out letters. At least that gives me a bit of a starting point here. What number was that? That was big time is 4. Okay. So since the next subblock game is only supposed to be 90 minutes, I'll go over a little bit here to see if we can finish because I feel like I'm close. I don't know what the actual how long to beat's supposed to be for this. But I'm probably gonna have to start asking for more help here soon because I have no fucking idea for those first couple puzzles. 12, all that remains. Am I supposed to be able to do anything with 12 right now? I guess what we're saying is that the 12 words that show up here correspond to something from every other puzzle. That must be right, because otherwise, how the heck am I supposed to know what goes in this puzzle here? Unless if we're saying it's the 13th thing for each of these. So is like Ophiuchus on here, for example? And I'm still operating on the assumption that the end of the puzzle is going to give me insight into these guys at the bottom. I noticed them right away, but They're not on every page. Yes, this one's highlighted green for N7 by default. I didn't make that marker, right? A1. Oh, if this is what I think it is, that is kind of giving things away. I don't know if I like that. This looked like an obscure clue that was going to be like used at the very end of the puzzle, that like this answer was going to contextualize what all of these are, but I think it's telling me it's a 3-letter word that starts with D. Um all, but I guess it could be in either direction. So do, I guess. TON for not. Fine. Is this. Okay. Month, 5-letter word. K, 3-letter word. I guess it has Z6 on here twice because Zodiac shows up twice, which is weird. T9. It starts with T or ends with T, I guess. Well, I can highlight the ones that are done, I guess. K3 was key. M5 is month. P10 is palindrome. S11 is solar system. Z6 is zodiac. This maybe isn't theme. Oh, wait, theme. Theme is only 5 letters long, so if that's not theme, what the fuck other. I struggle to imagine what else that could be given how short it is. It's like, it feels like it's got to be a maximum of 6 letters, but maybe not. C8. Where's my C here? Cook. Saw the word cook earlier. Cook's already 4 letters. Looking at all my C's here, but I have a similar problem to the keyboard puzzle where it's possible I've selected one of these in the wrong order. And if I don't already know what the solution to the puzzle is, it's hard for me to see that and try other options. It either starts with C or it ends with C. I feel like there are very few words that end with C that don't also end with K. They exist, like mechanic, but let me go to other screens and see if there's a hinted letter at the bottom that pops something for me here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. That's too short is the problem. Because it's 8-letter word that starts or ends with C. They deny me the Y one, which I thought was the one that I confirmed was the least space. I guess it could also be D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or R6. Okay, well, that's completely fucking useless. R3, so rod. One of these is a 2-letter word? What the fuck? Os? What does it consider? Because even backwards, this doesn't spell anything. It could be an anagram, but I plopped it in an anagram solver and didn't get anything. There's no L. O says it's 7, which doesn't make any sense. It's oatmeal. Okay. And sometimes there's a digit here that just doesn't track with anything else. Where's the other one? 13, 19. Never need to consider anagrams at any point. Okay, thanks. This is part of what threw me off using this because I saw that there was like random digits mixed in with the 110 mixed in with the letters and numbers. That's L10? Do you think they deliberately chose the worst font for that? Okay, well, that's our L12 then, I guess. Thanks, I hate it. Uh, P8. Yeah, I agree. Would have removed the ambiguity. I think that this game is extremely smart, bordering on brilliant. Me type in Discord, going a bit late for this. Just isn't a lot of information. I guess starting with J is pretty constrained, right? Oh, J's jumble, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. B. Yeah, I have no idea what to do with this. Can maybe get something with this. This one's done. Let me green highlight the ones that are done. I like spend time scanning it to see if there's stuff to do there. Actually done with most of them, aren't I? T9, L9, not 19. See, like all these are so eight letters is so long. I could do something with like a 5-letter word like month, but I already got that by other means. How many gaps? Okay, I'm permitted so many gaps from this screen. Let me go out on a limb and assume that the word mist is going to show up on the final page. Let me start typing that in. Because maybe that'll just shrink part of the screen here. I keep noticing it, that it looks like it goes together. Maybe that makes it easier for me to see other stuff here. Was. Orky. Key. Okri. Usi. Okay. Do I have any words in the wrong disposition here? Where I have the right word, but I've ordered them incorrectly? Okay. I wonder, I'm trying to think, like, what are fixes for the things I perceive as a design issue? I feel like if it was a video game, you could do something where you, like, tell somebody that they have the right word, but it's disposed incorrectly. I think most of these puzzles are great. Most of these puzzles are laid out in such a way that you are guaranteed to find out that you ordered it wrong. I haven't really thought of how to articulate this, but I feel like each puzzle needs to provide pressure on the answer such that there's only one thing that you're working on. So you're either working on figuring out what the word is supposed to be, or you're trying to figure out the way that it's disposed in the puzzle, ordered in the puzzle, whatever. Or you're trying to look for something that's missing. And anytime the puzzle is asking you to do two of those things at the same time, I don't know, that stands out to me as an exception, because usually it's not laid out like that. Usually you're not looking for two different missing things at the same time, if that makes sense. I don't know if I've phrased that correctly, but L9, it could end in L. So if it ends in L here, Nell. I feel like a lot of these clues almost serve better to, like, confirm that you have the answer rather than help you get to the answer. Because it's like, cool, there's a word that starts with T or ends with T and is 9 letters long. That's not as much information as it sounds like. How quickly did you pick up on the use of these? Because I guess I've done most of the puzzle without using those. I feel like I have to figure this one out. Do I have any chance on 1 and 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's a missing clue in the bottom left. Something 1. So of course they block that one out. P18. I have a feeling that if I can find one more of these, that the whole puzzle is going to come together, but L9. So if we're saying that all of these are currently in the correct order, then the only L that's available to me on the board is this L. probably not LF. It's probably not FL. LI. LIN. Nine? It doesn't make sense to try solving 11 before 1 and 2. I thought this was going to give me the categories for 1 and 2. 1 is just nonsense. So a lot of words that start or end with S. There's a word that starts with B. Probably starts with B. Oh, there's so many B's on the board here. You really don't think I can get 11 before getting these two? A little warm up. Um, yeah, this one is just pure. That this exists and is legal according to whatever the answer is here is nuts to me. 11 is more difficult than 1 and 2 in isolation. Cookies? Fortune cookie, oatmeal cookie, chocolate. There's no C. G4. O2. It has to be a legal word that's, so it has to be ox, right? Okay. But there's multiple ways it could be ox. I guess it could also be or on, but I'm trying to think of things that could form a category. I think we already saw rooster in here. I forget where. Hold on. Well, I've spelled it backwards and it's nonsense. And I've Googled it forwards, and the only thing that comes up is this game. Google it backwards? Lengua de gato? Okay. I think I asked a question earlier about whether that was nonsense and confused an answer from chat, and it was operating the assumption that it was. So there's some kind of cookies or biscuits. I've never heard of a jumble before, but I Googled jumble cookie. Rosette's a cookie. Okay, I've also never heard of a rosette. I've heard of a fortune cookie, and I know of oatmeal raisin cookies. I never would have Googled that in a million years. Snickerdoodle, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's probably on here. Okay. Sure. But that can't be right because there's no. Are the corners letters here? Can they be letters? Chocolate's not on here. Ginger snap. Gingersnap. The corners are legal, right? You can answer. Gingersnap is 10, so it's too long. No, G10 is also an answer. I guess. Worried about this position there. Shortbread. Yeah, probably shortbread. Word games are a cursed problem. I really like it. I had a lot of good time with lingo too. Some of these worked really well for me. I logged in, I didn't get them immediately. I learned something from a later puzzle. I came back and I got it. But the thing, like lingo, I think this game is triggering the exact same response that I get from lingo, where I will, once I know what it is, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. And now I'm cursed with the knowledge of knowing what it is. But back when I didn't know that this was a cookies puzzle, this was just nonsense. And like, okay, I get this. I get they want you to do it backwards. I guess in my mind, I would leap for at least one incredibly obvious word here, like chocolate, or maybe even chocolate chip. But I guess you argue, well, that gives the whole thing away. But not jumble and rosette, right? I guess I've been trained to search for clues backwards, and I should have Googled this. They wanted it to be nonsense so that when you read it, you don't immediately recognize what it's supposed to be backwards. I don't know. It gives me a mild ick. Maybe shortbread's not on here. I see. Oh, here, short. I can't get an A from there. I feel like if the rule holds up, then every corner has to get used, right? Can't get to a D from there. Is there another? Oh, wait, I think I see it. Okay. I can't actually get there, can I? All right, that was S10. So peanut butter, Peanut. Now it's too long. Sugar, it's too short. Biscotti, Biscotti. Okay, that's probably on here. No, I see this is what I'm talking about. Like once you understand it, it makes sense, but only in hindsight, right? I think it's Biscotti. Um, Spritz, Snowball. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of most of these. I already saw a C down here. I feel like I could have seen Cookie, but I guess I looked at it many times. I guess the problem, so the reason I couldn't know this is because I didn't know that it terminated in this corner here, right? Okay. Yeah. So like Snickerdoodle is cute to fit in here. This is basically what this basically is it's a strands epiphany puzzle, which I love. I love that concept. I kind of want someone to like take the Strands engine and build another thing like this outside of a PDF. I'm wondering if there's things you can do with a video game that help smooth over some of the supposed problems I've been talking about. So if Snowball is one, there's not really a lot of W's on this board. They don't know that it's Snowball. Keep looking. Drop. Thumbprint. Pinwheel. Pinwheel. I think the game is at its best when okay, pinwheel is one. So here's a wheel. We get to pin. So I have to move the N. Okay, that's fixable. So it's pinwheel, and then Laguna de Gato is extra annoying. Like that. Pretend like I didn't cut through the eye there. It's Lenguna. Wait, Lengua? Hold on. Lengua de Gato. Okay. So that's pinwheel. I wonder. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see Cracking the Cryptic try this. I feel like they'd either really like this or be really, really, really annoyed by it. Really get frustrated by it. I think this asks them to do a lot of the sort of non-logical social puzzle leaps that they find extremely frustrating. Gingerbread is probably. I tried to do ginger snaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's not gingerbread. Tassies. Macarons. I think what you want to do with a puzzle like this, you want to do the ribbon thing, right? Where like your theme is 12. So you do all sorts of things of which there are 12. Precisely 12. So months is great, zodiac is great, celestial bodies is pushing it, but more or less works if you include dwarf planets. Not amazing though, could be a little bit better. S8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I need a G cookie that's 14 letters. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for ginger snaps. This puzzle reads to me as the puzzle maker, like, themselves Googling cookies, right? To get things to fit into the puzzle here. I don't know if 14-letter Jeep cookie. I'm looking through a list of cookies. We're on Wikipedia now, and it's in alphabetical order, which is great. Don't tell me it's gingerbread man. I will actually go on a rampage. It's 14 letters. I think it's in his wheelhouse. Gingerbread. It's wrong because it fucks up jumble, but I'm just checking. Hold on. It is fucking gingerbread man. There is no God in heaven. Well, how the fuck do I do oatmeal then? Ugh. Jumble basically has to go there. Oh wait, I think I see. So oatmeal can cut down here. Okay, hold on. And once again, a thing that's helpful once you know it. I need like a viewer empathy ray to shoot my lack of foreknowledge about the puzzle in people's brains. Is not every corner used then? Because there's no way for me to get to this corner unless if I move something else, I guess. S8. Unless if I already have them all and didn't highlight them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. Everything can cross. The colors are arbitrary here. It's just what given clues versus non-given clues. These two pinks cross each other. It's just I can only cross at diagonals. I'm sad you spoiled this puzzle by watching this stream. I think you would enjoy this, Serp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I already have 12. Correct. I think I have this. Well, I'm about to spoil the Uber puzzle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so no, I fucked something up here. Also, this is nonsense, unless if I can do something in this corner. Let me write them out here so there's at least help out my future self if nothing else. Gingerbread man. Biscotti. What's this one? Pinwheel. shortbread. Snickerdoodle. Ginger snap and gingerbread man is kind of mean. So there's still a final one I haven't done, and I think it's the 8-letter S cookie. Silvana. I think one of these is in the wrong order. Pinwheel, shortbread. S8. Stroop waffles too long, sugar's too short. I haven't heard of a Silvana before, but that's the only one I can find that's 8 characters. Where are the V's on the board to see if I can move stuff? I think this is as far as I'm going to get today. I don't know if I can I save my annotations easily? Sill. I don't think there are any V's on this board. Download will save the annotations. Okay. Can test it before I swap here. What's the 8-letter S one? I guess it could also end in S. None of these have, but it could be the one on this page that ends in S because because fuck you, that's why. But I feel like they try really hard not to do plurals, so it almost certainly doesn't end in S for that reason. Yeah, you could just tell me. I mean, I'm looking at a list of all cookies. Sandwich? I'm gonna turn into the fucking Joker. What is a sandwich cookie? I do think it's funny that they make this as annoying as possible at the end. That's actually pretty good. I like that. Given that it's like very obviously here, and then to fix it you have to do it as jumbly as possible. That's cool. That's good actually. Okay, so mystery letter C K I no, that one's taken. CKING. I've never heard of a sandwich cookie before. It's not even on the Wikipedia list of cookies, which is otherwise quite robust. Quite robust. Let's write this one down and then we'll move on. So C A mystery letter K I sandwich. That's a G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, possibly 9. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fuck, God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This eye is used up by Ginger Snap. 6, 7, 8, 9. Do you guys see the letter I'm missing? I'm counting this corner that I assume I just have to guess what the letter is. Every other corner is used up. I think it kind of drives me nuts that this isn't a rule that obscured tiles have to count. 1. Let me do it with a different color here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where's the 10th one that you're seeing? It's not this I. That's part of Ginger Red Man. Is it this K? Something ACK. Did I miss one of these? Oh, I didn't. I missed that. Okay. Lacking any something. I could deliver reward, probably. I think I actually saw the word reward in here. It's like there's no extra puzzles. The reward is just the thing that says drink your Ovaltine, basically. Okay, this game's cool. I like it. It has given me high highs and low lows, very much like Lingo. It makes me very interested to like try to make one of these myself, because it's easy to critique it from a distance, right? But I imagine making this was a huge challenge and a very difficult pain in the ass. Getting things like this line to exist in the puzzle to deliberately throw you off when you start playing, and then eventually requiring you to go back through and reorder it like 4 times. This is good. There's a lot in this puzzle in this game that is capital G good. The stuff that's frustrating, oh, it's so bad, because like it's frustrating to me, but everyone's like, oh, but clearly, I mean, obviously it's cookies and you could figure it out. Like, look, this is just backwards. Haven't you already learned that you can put stuff backwards? Yes, I do now. I think that if this had like one more thing, if it had one more way to get like one more page toward the end, I think there's a decent amount of interaction with the puzzles. I think each puzzle unveils a new rule that you didn't know before. Like, oh, okay, they can cross over, but they can't use the same letter, or like there's always 12. You start to pick up on these as you go through it, and it does a good job of stepping you through that. But I can't help but feel like there's a single piece that I would like to have that I don't here, and that would be nice. Some of the puzzles in this have been replaced with new ones in patches. Yeah, so like before we switch, what's the reason for insisting on version 1.23? Is this like the definitive version? Because I wonder if the more recent ones are ones that would gel a little bit better with me. And maybe that's in response to feedback like that. But I don't know, I still enjoyed it. I think it's worth playing. If we want to do another episode for me to finish it, I feel like there's maybe 1 to 2 hours left, depending on how long I spend on the remaining puzzles. But I think it's good, and I had a good time with it. Wrap it there. The new ones are more like a sequel. Okay, assuming that you've done this one. I got you.